Now that we've adjusted the duration and the cropping in Ken Burns, we need to add titles, transition, and music. So since we have our automatic transitions and titles turned on, we have a few titles already added. If we want to edit these titles, we click on the title toolbar and then click in the text box to edit our text and click done when we're finished. If we want to add other titles, we click on our title option, and I will click on my upper third, and I will click, drag, and drop it on top of my picture. Click in my text box and I will type Lake Washita and click done. If you don't want the title to be on your picture the entire time, you can click at the end of the title and shorten it, and then you can even move it around within your title. Not all of your pictures will need titles, but some of them will. Once we've added our titles, we can add transitions. Our transitions, we can use some from our theme, or we can use some that don't go along with our theme if you think they look good. So I can choose this mosaic and click and drag it and drop it wherever there is a green line in between two pictures. Since I have automatic transitions and titles turned off, if I want to add that transition, I'm going to have to click turn off automatic transition, and that's okay to do that. So now I have another transition in between my two pictures. Okay, you can add as many or as few transitions as you like, but it does help it give a well-rounded appearance. So we've added our titles and we've added our transitions. If you want, you can also add a map. Say if you went on a trip. So this picture right here, I'm actually in Maui, and I flew there from Dallas-Fort Worth. So I'm going to go to my educational globe, and I'm going to click on it and drag it in between these two pictures and drop it. And right now it has a duration of 3.5. I'm going to change that to 5. My start location is not Nashville, so I'm going to type in Fort Worth. And there's Fort Worth, Texas. I'll click OK. And then I'll choose my end location of Maui, and it was Ka'anapali Beach, and I'll click OK. And I don't need to zoom in, but I do want to show the route lined or the cities, and I'll click done. And now when I hit play on my spacebar, it shows that I flew from Fort Worth all the way over to Maui, and then you see my picture right before I'm going on my very first nighttime scuba dive ever. Okay, so you can add your maps if you want. You don't have to add a map of you going back to your original location, but you can if you want to. The easiest way to add music for your video is to bring it from home from iTunes. So I'm going to open up iTunes, and any songs that you have on your computer, you can click on them, drag a copy to the desktop, and drop it. It'll take it a second to get there. Then you can click on it and drag it to your flash drive. So now I have a copy in iTunes, and I also have a copy on my flash drive. So there's my music that I can then bring in to iMovie here. So from iTunes, or from my flash drive, I can click on What Makes You Beautiful, click on it, drag it and drop it, and now I have music that goes along with my slideshow. So once I'm completely finished, the very last thing that I have to do is I have to export my video. So I'm going to click on Share, select Export Movie. I'm going to make sure that my export as name is my first and last name. We want to export it to the desktop, which will then copy to our flash drive, and we want it to be a large video. So once we have all of those items checked, we'll click Export. And depending on how long your slideshow is, it may take longer than a minute to process your video. Once you've done that, you can click on it and drag it to your desktop or drag it to your flash drive, and then you'll have a copy for Miss Irwin to grade.